Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today guys, we're going to be cooking the famous Nigeria Egusi soup and yam fufu. So for this recipe, we are going to be needing a bell pepper, we are going to be needing a habanero pepper, crayfish, some chicken seasoning. We're going to be needing the egusi, and I have here pomo. I'm going to be doing this with some spinach, guys. So you can do it with any other vegetable, but I have spinach, so that's what I'm going to be using to make this delicious egusi soup and yam fufu. Stay tuned guys and watch this video to the end. You are going to love it. So to begin, I'm going to be boiling my meat. So for this egusi soup, I'm using intestine, popularly known by Nigerians as roundabout. I'm using goat meat, and I'm using tower, that's cow skin. Yes, so that's what I'm going to be using. So I'm just going to be boiling them, seasoned with onion and some salt and Maggi, and then I'm going to be blending my peppers together. So after blending my pepper guys, so my meat is ready. So I'm going to take it off the stove, and I'm going to actually sieve out the water because I'm going to need this broth later on in this recipe. So you can actually use the meat like that, but me, I'm going to be putting in my air fryer to make it a little bit crunchy, if you know what I'm talking about. Not too dry, but has that smoky kind of taste. That's how I always like my meat. So I have to put it in the air fryer at 375 degree and let it sit for like 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put my oil in the pot. As you can see, I know some people will be like, oh, that's too much, but to me that's not too much. So I'm going to add my onion first. And guys, with this onion, you have to be careful not to let your onion sit for too long, or else it's gonna make the soup really sweet. So you can just keep the onion in for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then you go ahead and add the next spice, because the onion can actually make the soup to be sweet. So after cooking my onion for like 1 minute, I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp, which is crayfish. We call it crayfish, my grounded shrimp. I'm going to be adding in the pot. And this shrimp guys, do not let it sit too for more than 30 seconds, because it's gonna make the soup taste bitter. It's gonna get burned. So after letting it sit for 30 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and add my grind peppers and give it a good stir. And I'm going to be letting it sit for like 2 minutes. And after 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add some seasoning cubes, add some salt. Yeah, add some salt, and then I'm going to let it sit again for maybe another 2 minutes and have everything mixed up together. So guys, this African food, so many people have different ways of cooking it. So don't be like, oh, this is not how this person did it, or this is not how I'm cooking mine. No, so many people have different ways of doing the egusi soup. So this is just a basic way you can do a simple egusi soup. I'm not Nigerian, but I love fufu and egusi soup, and I always cook it, and my family enjoy it so far. So after adding all my spice, I'm just gonna let it sit and cook for like 2 minutes, and then I'm going to add my broth, the meat broth we served aside when we took out the meat. You can add water if you don't have the meat broth. You can add water, but the meat broth actually makes it give it some flavor, if you know what I'm talking about. So after adding the meat broth, I'll let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'll open it up. I'll add my egusi, guys. I thought it was recording, but it wasn't recording when I was adding the egusi. So at this moment, I already added my egusi in my soup. And egusi, guys, always let your egusi cook well, or else it's gonna disturb your tummy. It's gonna give you a mess up your tummy or something. So egusi is good when it's well done. So after letting my egusi cooked for like 30 minutes, I'm now going to take out my meat from the air fryer and mix everything together, guys. This looks yummy already. You can just eat it like this. You can still eat it like this, plain egusi soup and rice. Yes. This looks good already, guys. So after adding my meat, I'm going to give it a good stir. and let it sit for another 2 minutes because my meat were already done. So the goosey too was already done, so I don't want to let the meat get soft. So right now I'm just gonna give it a good stir and go in with my spinach, my vegetable. I'm going to be adding my vegetable at this moment. You can add as much as you want. Some people like their goosey soup with a lot of vegetable. Some people like just a little bit. I just like it normal, guys. I don't want too much vegetable, and I don't want less of vegetable. So I'm just gonna be adding the quantity that I like. So you can actually adjust the quantity of the vegetable to your preference, to whatever you like. So vegetable doesn't take long to cook. So I'm just going to add the spinach, and then after that I'm just going to let it sit for another 2-3 minutes, and then my egusi soup is ready, and we are going to be moving on to our fufu, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.